Test. Test. Banana bread. Now, in the picture that you sent me, these bottles looked way smaller. They looked like maybe they were half that size.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't look like full. Not to me, anyway.
Maybe it was just the weird angle, or...
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being dumb. Who's ready to start?
Let's get it rolling.
Let's get going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the table from me is the still yet amazing Mr. W2.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Fuck yeah. So today it looks like we're going to try out something called the Glenlivet 12yr single malt Scotch whiskey. I've been looking forward to this. You've been teasing me with some photos, and I've really been looking forward to this. What all can you tell me about it?
You know, the great thing about what we have...
Tell us about it.
The great thing we have about everything that we're trying tonight, we're going through a round of 12-year scotches.
Are we going to try to cram all that into one episode?
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All of these are 12 years. All three of these are bottles that I received as my free full-size bottle from 12yr. Every quarter, I get a free tasting box and a full-size bottle. All three of these 12 years were ones that I was able to select and get. So I'm excited because of that, but I'm also excited because as we've kind of dug into these whiskeys, 12 years seems to be a good year.
Yeah.
And this particular one is the Glenlivet 12yr. It is a double oak single malt Scotch whiskey.
And so double oak, does that mean that they aged it for so many years and then they took it out and then they put it in a freshly toasted, roasted, whatever barrel? It does say here on the box, under double oak here, it says matured in European oak and American oak casks to give a well-balanced and fruity flavor. Fruity flavor.
So this Glenlivet 12yr retails for $44. It is a Speyside Scotch.
What does that mean?
That's the region that it's produced in. So there are 5 regions in Scotland that Scotch production is kind of broken up into. There's Speyside, there's Islay, Campbelltown, and Scottish Highlands and Scottish Lowlands.
Okay.
And this is Speyside. What I've got here is rugged Speyside is the northeast of Scotland, surrounding the River Spey, and is what you might imagine the quintessential Scotch making terrain looking like.
All right.
So apparently it's where 60% of single malt whiskeys are produced in.
Oh, that's pronounced Isla? Is that what that note said? Wow. If it's spelled Islay, which could be Islay or Islay, whatever. It's just, but you said Islay, didn't you? It sounds.
I thought I said Isla.
Isla? Okay.
Islay.
Well, it looks like it would be pronounced Islay, but Isla, okay.
Yeah.
There's a magical island where the majority of its population are involved in whiskey production. Wow. Okay.
I've definitely pronounced it incorrectly on more than one occasion.
Well, hell, I definitely would have. Very cool. So we're looking at the Speyside.
Yeah.
Up in it said Spey, made in the region
northeast.
By the Northeast Spey River?
The Spey River, yep.
Okay.
And yeah, this is a 12-year, it's 80 proof, and it is classified as a single malt whiskey.
All right. Well, I guess before we get into that, I'll go ahead and remind everybody to keep checking us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you for following along on subscribing on YouTube. We wholeheartedly appreciate it. Leave us a comment on there, would you? It gets kind of barren in there sometimes. Want to know what you guys are thinking. And back to it. So what would you call this color? It says here on the appearance notes, bright and lively gold. I
definitely think it's a gold.
Definitely gold, and it is bright, especially when the light was hitting through the bottle and bouncing off the bottom of the texture on the bottom of the bottle. Mm-hmm. It was sparkly looking.
This is one of those things that Katie loves to trivia me on every now and then.
Okay.
But the little dimple in the bottom of the bottle.
I've seen those on the bottom of wine. Every single wine bottle. A lot of whiskey bottles will have it.
But yeah, this one's cool because it's got little facets in there, and so the light catches it, and it gives it kind of a little bit of a shimmer. It is called a punt.
Punt?
So
that's called a punt. Okay.
So the large indent in the base of a wine bottle is known as a punt. It is intended to strengthen the bottle and not to give the impression that the bottle contains more liquid than it really does.
Huh.
Now you know.
So it strengthens the bottle.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, you figure the concave dimple in there is going to add a little bit of structural integrity.
I hope it does. Yeah, because they all have to do shipping and handling, and fucking long-haired dummies dropping the cases on the back of a truck.
Kicking them.
Yeah. Stupid Scotch. Well, it doesn't smell bad.
No, a lot of fruit on the nose.
I just had to reset my nose with the coffee beans a little bit ago.
Is there some honey in there?
Some honey, maybe some apple. Yeah, maybe some apple because it's given hints of like an Irish whiskey, but it's got just a subtle smokiness to it. It's not smoke, it's peat. A subtle, very subtle peaty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the smoke is very, very subtle. It almost reminds me of kind of a sherry aroma. A lot of the Irish whiskeys and our own Kansas City style whiskey has that sherry added element to it.
Yeah, it smells good. I like it. How about a little sip?
Ooh, there's some unexpected flavors.
I was almost surprised by how non like abrasive it is on the palate. But then I remember it says right up here 80 proof.
Right. I'm getting some baking spices, maybe some nutmeg, some cinnamon. I didn't pick it up on the nose, but I definitely am getting it on the palate. Very creamy. There's a hint of citrus.
Yeah, there's some citriness. Citriness, is that a word? There's a little bit of citrosity. Fuck it, we're making up words. I'm gonna throw out a
Webster's.
Right, and I'm gonna go home and sleep with a Webster's dictionary underneath my bed. Do they still make dictionaries?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Huh? Yeah, I'll just open the Webster's app on my phone and leave that under my head, and the radiation gives me brain cancer. Whatever.
Osmosis.
Hey, that was a good album. Happy birthday, Ozzy. December 3rd. So, all right. So earlier today, I realized that yesterday I put Ozzy's name down as a on my calendar at work. Like I'll write down, like musicians' birthdays and stuff. And so for whatever reason, October 3rd, I wrote Ozzy's name down. And then today I was listening to Time Suck, and this British serial killer, like he killed somebody on December 3rd of 1980, I think it was, whatever. Maybe 78. I was like, man, that sucks. Like, I wonder if Ozzy knew that the serial killer was killing people on his birthday. And then I was like, why the fuck would he know that? Like, duh. But then I was like, then I remembered that I wrote it down wrong on my calendar the day before. Serial killers being stupid. I've killed quite a few boxes of cereal in my day. Cocoa Pebbles are fucking delicious.
Little man is all about the Lucky Charms at the moment.
Lucky Charms are good.
That kid would eat Lucky Charms 3 meals a day if we would let him. Actually, he kind of tries as it is. He approaches it as can I have a snack? Okay, what do you want for a snack? I want some Lucky Charms. That and applesauce. That kid eats so much applesauce.
Applesauce is good. Like, how does he eat his applesauce?
Well, so they make the little pouches with the little twist off tops on there, and so he just
applesauce pouch. No, you got to give him the little bowls with the peel off lid, and don't give him a spoon.
He's 3 years old.
Right, doesn't matter. When he's older, and you don't give him a spoon, he's got to learn how to he's got to learn how to lick it out of the bowl. They can use that in pudding cups too. All right, so. It's not as strong on the palate. I don't know why I was expecting it to be more strong on the palate, but then I look over here. Every time I look over here at the notes, it says 80 proof. Why am I so? I don't know why I was so hung up on that. I mean, it's just it's easy drinking, full of different interesting flavors.
Yeah, I mean it's not quite a coffee, but that cinnamon and nutmeg that I'm getting on the palate is so different than what I get on the nose.
Did you say coffee or toffee?
I said coffee
Because I was thinking toffee, but now that you say coffee, yeah, it's there like right before the finish, or at least that Jameson coffee, the coffee infused whatever Jameson, like it has a similar taste to this.
Yeah.
The finish of the Glenlivet 12, it's got that coffee flavor to it. So yeah, I think you nailed it.
It's kind of like a coffee that has a vanilla creamer in it, and so that creaminess with some vanilla and coffee and a little bit of cinnamon, I feel is coming through.
I usually stayed away from, when it comes to flavored creamers, it would just be the plain, like coffee mate creamer.
Sure.
Or it would be the pumpkin spice creamer. Because, I'm that
spice
guy. Yeah. Like, I never really liked hazelnut creamer. I don't mind hazelnut. But
I don't like
the
hazelnut.
Creamers, there's something funky about it. I don't know if I like it.
So yeah, looking at the box on this, and you already said it, but I'll just reiterate it. Matured in European oak and American oak casks to give a well-balanced and fruity flavor. Glenlivet was established in 1824.
1824.
I thought this was pretty funny. George Smith was running an illegal still on the estate of the Duke of Gordon in the wee early 1800s, to whom he covertly supplied the occasional drum. The Duke sponsored legislation in 1823 that made whiskey distilling legal in the UK. Just so happens that George Smith was the first one granted a license. Total coincidence. Today, Glenlivet is one of the big three single malt producers. Their whiskeys are Speyside in both location and character, and the water for the mash comes famously from Jose's Well nearby. Might have to do some research on this Jose's Well.
Yeah.
The Glenlivet produces a wide variety of single malt agings and cask combinations, with the remaining spirit serving as an indispensable component in some of the most famous blends. So that's something that we talked about a little bit a while back and kind of talked about here and there, but not just scotches, but just whiskeys in general. It's kind of a common practice in that blending process that different distillers share barrels back and forth.
Really?
And it sounds like Glenlivet is one of those that is commonly used as a blend in that process. Clearly, this is a single malt, so this is 100% their Scotch. This is a pretty nice looking bottle.
And I like how it comes in this box, and the box has different information on it than the bottle has.
Yeah.
It even has tasting notes on the back of the box.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Aside from the all the different facets in the punt, the dimple in the bottom of the bottle, it has a little smashed flat spot on the front side of it where there's a kind of I think it's just a decal.
Yeah,
but
it's a little sticker.
It looks like a medallion of some sort.
Did you notice that it's a little off center?
Yes, it is.
Just a little bit.
We have real cork.
All right.
FYI.
I appreciate natural cork more than the composite cork, but as far as utility goes,
Sure.
composite's the way to go.
Yeah. You get a tighter seal on the composites.
Yeah, and I mean if you have to store it on its side, just for whatever reason, like maybe you're low on room, you don't have a lot of places to put whiskey bottles, but you've got a wine rack and you
Sure.
don't fuck with wine, I'm gonna put it in my wine rack. But if it's natural cork, the spirit's gonna eat through the cork.
Yeah.
But not so much if it's composite.
It might
totally
taste
get
funky over time.
It might taste funky.
So we only have the 12-year in front of us, but just because I've seen and knowing the rest of their product line, I really love how Glenlivet, and not just Glenlivet, a lot of other distillers have done the same thing, but they have branded the age of the product in colors. So this one is kind of that seafoam green teal color. There's a blue. I think that's their
The 15?
No, the blue is their. I've got it upstairs. I got it for my birthday. It's their. I'm blanking on it. I've got special reserve on the brain, but that's not it. But yeah, I think purple is 15, 18 is, I'm blanking on what the color combinations are, but they've got a purple, they've got a red. I think it's kind of cool. They all follow the same layout, a very kind of a standard, and then just using color to help distinguish the different ages. I think that's kind of cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just pulled this up. So yeah, this teal seafoam green is the 12-year. Purple is the 14-year. The light blue is the Founder's Reserve. And then it looks like red is one of their special releases. So
I posted a picture of it in the Whiskey Tribe group.
Yeah.
Like if you're a fan of, is it Whiskey Tribe on YouTube?
yeah,
For whatever reason,
that's the name of their channel, Whiskey Tribe.
I thought it was something else. Anyway, so if you're a fan of the Whiskey Tribe channel on YouTube, they have a Facebook group called Whiskey Tribe, and I posted a picture of it in the Facebook group. And Paul says, "I like what I have," and he said, "I have some from each of these lines, but not those specific bottles. I like what I have, though."
All right.
So I guess that means that
Give us
these
more
brands,
details.
these brands are all in good company.
Yeah.
And that's with that one. Mark says it's great. I also posted it in the Kansas City Whiskey Guild because that's how we do in KC Mo or KCK also, I guess.
Yep.
We're a tale of two tribes. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, so I said looking forward to trying these tonight. Any Scotch fans in the house? Have you tried these? Thoughts? Holly says yes, indeed. 3 exclamation marks. So I guess that means it's good. Nancy posted a GIF. She's got some chick with her fist up in the air.
Me.
Somebody named Wayne says touring Speyside kind of night.
Who?
Somebody named Wayne. I don't know. He's the top contributor though. Eric says I've had all but the Glen Grant. Hope you enjoy. And then there's that word that I don't know how to pronounce. SLA with the accent mark AINTE.
Slante.
Slante? Mm-hmm. Then that accent mark's over the wrong letter because I speak a little Spanish.
Well, it's not Spanish. That would be Gaelic.
I don't care. And Mark says, yes, all 3 are great. So Mark says it's great. There's a yes, indeed. There's a fist in the air. So it seems like everybody seems to like this Glenlivet 12. I like it.
Yeah.
And I guess the whole reason I picked up my phone was to run to the calculator because it's time to do a little rating. What'd you give it on the nose? I gave it a 3.5.
3.5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gave it a 4 1/4.
You gave it a 4 1/4?
I did.
Huh. Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay. When I gave it the nose, I wasn't exactly wowed.
Okay.
That's why I gave it.
Yeah.
I liked it, so that's why I gave it higher marks on the palate and finish, definitely. But
maybe I'm just feeling generous.
I wasn't
tonight.
wowed. Just this one day you felt generous.
That's right.
And somehow we flipped the script on our ratings. So all right, so you gave it a 4 1/4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Huh. All right. Cool. How about the palate?
I gave it a 4 1/4 also.
That's what I gave a 4 1/4.
All right. I picked up on so many different things on the palate that I did not get on the nose, and so it surprised me and it caught me off guard. And yeah, it drinks really well.
It does, especially. I mean, not especially, but I think it's especially due to the fact that it's an 80 proof.
Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised, and I don't know why I'm surprised, but the smokiness that you attribute to Scotch in general is super, super, super subtle in this bottle, and I'm okay with that.
I am too, like because we've tried some scotches, or I've had some scotches. Yeah. We've had some scotches where the peatiness is just too damned overwhelming,
right?
Or like it's got a weird medicinal taste to it.
I forget which one it was, but there was one that we tried that it had such a strong, kind of artificial kind of a smokiness that it distracted from everything else it had to offer.
Yeah, everything else got overshadowed by that. And I don't remember which one it was, but I do remember that happening in right here in Savor the Burn Studios.
I do know for sure it was not the Highland Park 12-year honor.
Definitely
Viking
not.
honor.
That shit, I'm looking at the very last, like maybe shot worth, the very last little bit of a pour over there in that Highland Park 12.
So I was talking about visiting Total Wine today.
Yeah.
And they had a whole bunch of those on the shelf. And then right next to it, they had their 12-year Viking Honor cask strength.
All right. What proof is the cask strength?
It was 115.
115, and that's what, 90?
43, so 86.
86. Okay. Well, closer to 90 than 80, kind of. I mean, if you round up, fuck it, doesn't matter. It's really good stuff.
But that is so good. I'm going to have another bottle of that.
Definitely.
But I saw the cask strength, and it wasn't that much more. I want to say the regular 12-year was roughly 50, and the cask strength was 60.
That's not a lot more.
No,
That's not a lot more at all. Well, how about the finish?
so the finish, I probably put this one a little too high, but whatever. I gave it a 4.5.
I gave it a 4.5. 'Cause it brought that little bit of smokiness that it has, peatiness that it has, that I really enjoy, because I don't like to be overwhelmed by the peatiness. But I swear there's got to be a pun in there somewhere. I don't know. It felt weird when I said it. Whatever. Anyway, so but I really did enjoy the coffee-esque aftertaste when the peatiness kind of pulled back, and
There's some peat
and that creaminess that you were talking about, when that pulled back, what it left on the table, I really like it though. That coffeeness kind of kicked in there at the end.
So I just mouthed on down the last bit I had.
Yeah.
You know, I had been sipping on it before and just kind of trying to take it in or whatever. That last bigger gulp that I got on there, I definitely got a lot more peat with that one.
Yeah.
That creamy coffee, toffee,
Yeah.
nutmeg, cinnamon, all
Yeah.
of that came right with it, and then followed right on through to the finish.
Yeah, I was going to say it earlier, like I couldn't tell if you said toffee or coffee, but it tasted to me like the sweetness that this has in it, imbued within it, is a toffee sweet.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's on the other side of caramel.
And, back to what you've already, iterated a couple times, the 80 proof, there is zero burn whatsoever on this, and so it's just nice and smooth. It goes down without any fire, and
that might be because our palates have been scorched.
Well, that's very possible.
Like we were talking earlier that we might be becoming snobs. Maybe. We don't want to become snobs, but we just might be teetering on that edge. How about the bottle presentation?
I gave the bottle presentation a 4.5. I love the presentation on there. It comes in a great box. Everything it matches with the similar shaped label on the box and the bottle.
Yeah.
It's all color coded. Like I said, it is a sticker, but it resembles kind of a medallion pushed into the glass on the front face of it. You've got all the different light facets in the punt under the bottle. So as it's just sitting there on the table, it's reflecting, and it makes the bright gold of the Scotch glow.
Yeah.
And so great presentation.
I gave it a higher mark, 4 3/4.
Okay.
I mean, the bottle alone is interesting. I mean, I might give the bottle by itself a 4.
Yeah.
Maybe, probably a 4. But the thing is, it comes in this box. So with it coming in a box, it gets extra marks for cool factor. And you look at the back of the label on the box, and what do you got? You got a barcode. You got a government, or on the back of the bottle. I'm sorry. You got a barcode, a government warning. You've got where it was distilled, when it was distilled. Though some of that's cool stuff. It's got the website. www.theglenlivet.com. Some of that's great information. I really don't care about the government warning.
Right.
I'm buying liquor, like. What the fuck?
Leave me alone.
Right? Stay the fuck, get out of my lawn. Get your hand out of my pocket. But, you pointed out it's got the medallion. It's got a flat spot there on the bottle for a medallion. It's got natural cork. I like that. I do prefer that over composite, but
I love that
really doesn't matter.
I love that the back of the box has not only the tasting notes on here, but on top of it, it has the little bit of the flavor wheel.
Yeah.
That kind of goes a little bit farther than just tasting notes.
Yeah, so like I took the road to Branson on talking about the bottle. Like it's a long way to get there, and when you get there, it's really not that great. So that's why the road to Branson. That's what I'm talking about. So my description of the bottle, not the bottle itself. So shorten that up is the bottle has all the information that you need, but the box has all the information that you want.
Right.
It's got these cool tasting notes, like you said. It's got a little bit of a flavor wheel and tells you where. Fuck, it says toffee right here.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
it's got a 3 out of 5 on the toffee scale, a 2 out of 5 on the spice raisin. It's got a 1. I didn't pick up on any raisin, but still, it maxes out as far as taste goes on at a 4 out of 5 on the fruity and the vanilla. The floral and the toffee come in at a 3. But still, so that's why I gave it close to a 5. I really like it. The presentation's great. The whiskey itself is great. Whiskey with a Y, not an EY.
That's right. So what did your overall come to?
Overall came to 8.5.
Okay. Mine came to 8.75.
All right. Yeah. So I wrote down, as far as a Reader's Digest version of what our thoughts were on this, I said easy drinking and full of interesting flavors. We found citrus, apple, a little peat, and even some coffee notes towards the long and delicious finish. At $44 a bottle, you can't go wrong. Grab a bottle of this Glenlivet 12-year single malt Scotch whiskey and share it with your favorite people.
I like it.
I like it too. Do you have any closing thoughts on this bad boy?
This is going to be a great drinker.
Yeah. Okay. If you had to slam, I don't condone slamming Scotch because it's delicious. But like if you had to slam a dram of Scotch, half a dram, whatever, what would it be?
I think this would be a contender.
I was just thinking that. That's why I asked the question, because this would be a damn good contender because it's not super strong at 80 proof.
No.
It tastes great. I'd probably drink half and act like I slammed it just so I could drink more later.
Right.
Like during the set, like raise it up as a toast.
No, I think at Highland Park would be
Highland
another.
Park would be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm also a huge fan of the Oban 14.
Okay. All right.
That's a really good one too, though.
We'll get to that one day.
One day.
Not tonight, but one day. Well, shit. Well, dear listener, I don't know what you think, but you definitely know what we think. Let us know what you think. Throw us an email. Throw me an email, Jonathan at savortheburn.com. Send W2 an email, W2 at savortheburn.com. Or if you just want to address the both of us at the same time and let us know that this Glenlivet 12-year single malt Scotch whiskey was probably your favorite and the exact same thing that you would want to slam a dram or half a dram right before going on stage. We don't condone that. But still, whatever. If you would prefer a different Scotch, actually, just let us know what kind of Scotch you do like, because I would definitely like to know. I'd like to know what everybody else likes, because chances are I haven't tried it and I want to, whatever that may be.
Heck
so
yeah.
I guess that's all we have for this one. Thank you, dear listener, for listening to the Savor the Burn podcast. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with, and what you're drinking. Always remember, dear listener,
keep on burning.